subject is the fourth Matrix film. It's an interesting experience. I had an anxiety attack in the middle of the film, which is not something I was expecting to experience, obviously, but anxiety attacks just tend to happen. But luckily, through the Vipassana meditation practice, I was able to um, not, full on start panicking and have to leave. I did take down my mask and took a really cool inhale of air. I did that 3 times, I think, in a row to just sort of like force my awareness back and kind of direct my focus, because my mind was focusing on body sensations that I had. There was pinching, and it was just really unpleasant. And then my brain started like spinning stories about it. And at the same time, I was watching this film, which I have high expectations for. I'm also trying to find a place to live. Like, there's a lot going on, so I'm not gonna say that the anxiety attack was caused by the film, but it was certainly contributed to by it. Just being back in a social environment and all the different things that happened. But the film itself was, I did like a little forecast, spoiler-free astrology thing before it, just to kind of see what my thoughts were about what was going to happen, and more or less, they did exactly what I thought they would do. They well, and this is the part where it's spoilers, so feel free to stop watching. But the idea of the one and who the one was distributed, which was essentially my prediction. So it's kind of nice that I actually have like a proof that like I said that in a stone rambling about astrology, and I was making art or whatever. I'm glad that I have it before, so even now I can say like, oh wow, yeah, like I did call that. Now it's a very general idea, but more or less it's the premise. It's the main point of the film. It was cool. There was a few moments in particular where I felt like the pace was going so incredibly fast that it was sort of hard to keep up with, and I didn't know if that was intentional to try to just confuse you, or if it was because I was a bit stoned and maybe my attention was just not as grounded as it could be. But I kind of wanted the first time I watched it to be on an altered substance. I felt like, in honor of the kind of psychedelic nature of the film, I just felt like that was something I wanted to do. So, and it was very immersive. And yeah, anyways, the anxiety attack was less than desirable, but I didn't even get up to go to the bathrooms. We made it through it. The film itself, to take it as a concept outside of sharing my own experiences, is confusing, but I love the feminist themes. I love the ideas presented about. Well, it's interesting because some of the like high philosophy of the second Matrix, like the architect, felt a bit felt a bit dumbed down in this film. I can't describe it other than that. Nothing about it felt well, and I can't describe it other than it seemed to have lost some of the what is it? What would I say about the first film? Like, it was a very simple story, but you could put whatever meaning you wanted onto it. And that meaning mechanism that was established in the first film really never changed. Like, nothing about it has changed, but the type of story that they chose to tell was was the exact same was the exact same story, but with an awareness that it was. interesting. It's interesting. What did I think of it? There was a few moments in particular that were just epic. I felt like this expectation for something stupendous to happen, and there was a lot of build-up for something stupendous to happen. There was a few very terrifying things and very interesting images, but I think my biggest complaint about the film is the pacing of it. But maybe it's a matrix for a faster paced generation. But I wanted the well, it just jumped so much. It was nuts. How many characters and how quickly it moved. But I guess, in the original films, you don't necessarily get to know any of the characters. Not really. I'm trying to think like the most character the operator in the first Matrix. I think he ended up having a mental health crisis or something. I don't know where that's coming from, but really ingenious. Sneeze. Maybe not. I'm curious where the state is between. It's not clear. It's not clear where the machines and the humans stand. There's certainly a lot of mystery around that. I feel like everything was there. All of the elements were there. But I don't know if my heart was invested in it. This kind of makes me sad because I don't know if I can be invested anymore. I think a part of me is always watching. Clearly, during the anxiety attack, I was invested in my thoughts and my own ideas. And there was a few moments of really genuine excitement. I think I'm in a sensation junkie. Thinking about lots of things. Well, this is sort of getting away from being a review and more just me rambling on about my life and myself, but I'm grateful that filmmakers and artists are making stuff like this. It makes me very happy. Am I allowed to have feelings and thoughts about art to create this video? Is it respectful to all the artists who put tons of time for me to say that I didn't feel connected to it? Whereas other people I know text me, they streamed it, and they were like, that was so much better than I thought, it was so amazing. definitely excited to rewatch it. So that's something. This time very sober. Okay. I guess I'm jumping off.